Welcome into Jets Nation Radio. What are we at? Episode 8? 7.
I'm losing track. We need to start writing it down,
We
but
really should. I should get like
I think
myself.
it's 8.
I'm going to say it's 8, but we're probably wrong and it's actually 7.
Yeah,
So whatever episode this is, welcome in. You guys, I should be better prepared, and this is a great start to episode 7, 8. So how you doing there, buddy?
Oh, not too bad. Yourself?
Not bad. Got back from my week in Alberta and didn't die. So, it's a
Well, that's always a positive.
It is.
I got back from a weekend in Winnipeg and I feel like I died.
Yeah.
So
Oh, I saw the Snapchats. You were having a time.
Yeah, I was having a good time.
Yeah, as long as you're having a good time and everyone got home safe, that's
always fun. That's the important part.
Well, I mean, like you like to party just like mullets do in the back. Should Rick Bowness bring his
look at that transition.
That was
what a transition.
Edmondson's finest work right there.
Shout out Bev.
Shout out hers in college for taking 15 grand from us.
Yep.
RIP. Either way, Rick Bowness and his mullet, because like back in the day, it wasn't like a Yager.
It wasn't full Yager, but it was there.
It was there.
There was some mullet. It was honestly pretty nice.
He still has a good good head of hair. I think that guy needs to bring back the mullet. Like really just kind of like set the standard for coaches moving forward.
Well, I'll let you make the comments on hair because not exactly my expertise.
Yeah, there's a reason why you wear a hat. I have had
because if I wasn't, no one could see me.
Yeah, with all that light in the background, just refract heavily. I've had long hair in the back. I've had a mullet. I've had pink hair.
I think we should say right now, if Bowness brings back the mullet, I think you have to.
Oh, 100%. I'll go straight mullet today if that's what it takes. If Rick Bowness is listening to this, which we all know he is because he's one of our 6 listeners. He's gonna go get his mullet, and then I'm gonna get one too. And I think everyone in Winnipeg should start growing mullets just for the mullets.
Just like Little Brown Jug was gonna give Barry Trotz free beer for life.
Yeah,
everyone
Jets
in Winnipeg
Nation
should get
back
mullets.
The mullet to the city of Winnipeg. So Rick Bowness, get a hold of us. We'll get some haircuts in line, and we can look studly.
If I tried that, I'd end up looking like Ally Frady. The full skullet going.
Hey, man, no shame in the skullet. I was in grade 9 and rocked one. If I could go find that photo, I'll be posting.
God, I think we should burn that photo.
No, we should not. Those were some fantastic photos, man. Great. I have way more respect for grade 9 me than any other time of my life because that guy just like, screw it, we're going to go for it. So, yeah, Rick Bowness, bring back the mullet. I think it'd be a fantastic time. It's just a new standard for coaches. And honestly, I think coaches should be bringing in the playoff beards too.
Well, that's how Rick Bowness needs to win over the room is show up first day with just a nice mullet,
maybe even a dust. Like, I don't know if he could pull off a duster, but if he like went for it over the summer, I bet you he could.
I think so.
Yeah.
I think he's got a couple weeks left till camp. So
yeah, I mean,
we got lots of time.
I think some of the young guys are starting to roll into Winnipeg. Is what I've heard.
I don't think Winnipeg has rookie camp this year.
No, they don't, which is annoying because the Oilers, Flames, and Canucks are off doing their Penticton thing, and it's like
which the Jets always do, but
yeah, they didn't do anything this summer. They didn't do anything.
I don't think their prospect pool was deep enough, which is real sad for a team that didn't make the playoffs last year. But I think plus they had some guys with injuries. Lambert, I'm pretty sure, is still injured.
Yeah.
Perfetti's just coming back from an injury. They probably didn't want him go into that. So I think,
just go right into Moose camp, I guess.
Yeah.
Which that should also be coming up pretty quick because I heard some ads for selling Moose season tickets. So I was like, right on. Once we get a sponsor here, maybe I can go to a couple games. And speaking of which, we're actually getting closer and closer to bringing back jetsnation.ca. So
keep an eye out for that.
So we do have to,
everything's coming up, Angus.
Everything's coming up, Angus. Yes. So Rick Bowness, mullet will probably make the playoffs, and I bet you the hockey gods would smile upon us to give us a cup as well. Have you had a chance to look at those new reverse retros that may or may not be coming out this year?
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like all the mock-ups are probably a little off. I liked the Jets one that I saw, the all white.
Yeah, that all white one that we were sharing there on the social medias there. It's gorgeous.
I think it looks pretty clean.
Yeah. And I know like a lot of people, like at first we were both pretty sad that there was no red on it, which is fine. But the more and more I look at it, it's like, yeah, once you get rid of that expectation of red, it's a gorgeous jersey.
Which we've had to do twice now for reverse retros and a third time for the Aviator jersey. So
yeah. Well, like the Aviator, it was cool that they like swung for the fences on something that's.
I didn't hate it. I hated every time it looks so much better on a hockey player than it does on the person that or like the mock-up that gets leaked, or the first reverse retro was a guy just in like a hoodie and it looked horrible. And then you see it in person. I still didn't love the first reverse retros, but they were way nicer on the actual uniform than they were on that just guy who, who was repping who got
to model for all 32 teams. That was one of those things. It was just, I think the NHL, or at least it felt like Adidas was always going for the cleanest look on ice, not necessarily on the fans.
Which is awesome. But then when you release the jersey, make sure it's with a picture of a guy on the ice.
Yeah.
Like have a guy in full uniform. How is it that hard?
Yeah, you would think to just like throw out one of the Jets who's kicking around.
It doesn't even have to be a Jet. It can just be a random hockey player.
Yeah.
Just don't show their face.
I guess so. Yeah, you could easily do that as well. I don't care who.
Go to any rink in Canada in September and just throw a jersey on a guy. Like,
yeah, you can be downtown Toronto and just be like, go to the Air Canada. We're just going to grab a quick photo and you get to take home a jersey if you want.
Yeah.
I'd sign up for that.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. But I'm sure they'll come out with these new reverse retros and everyone's going to freak out and then we'll see them on the team and they're actually going to look pretty good.
Yeah.
I know they're just going to end up wearing them with their regular pants, but if they did like all white, how sick would that be?
Like white gloves too.
White gloves, white bucket.
Yeah.
White pants, just like blend in with the ice. It's a Winnipeg whiteout.
Yeah.
I mean, come on. The
right,
advertising campaign writes itself.
You just wrote it yourself. They are not paying us they are missing out. They truly are. Come on, True North. We're not expensive. Like 40 grand a year each. We'll discuss terms later. Just give us.
I was going to say like $35-$40. I'll do.
No, we're going for a
give me a couple tickets.
Salary, buddy.
Give me a couple tickets to some games and gas money to get to Winnipeg.
If not, I'll just sell your ticket and profit the money myself.
Okay.
Oh man. Did you see any of the others jerseys out there? Did you see any that you're like, that's interesting, or you liked it?
I haven't really seen a ton of them. When you sent me this question, I didn't realize you meant about the reverse retros, so I just wrote down some of my favorite jerseys in the NHL.
But we can talk about favorite jerseys. Yeah. That's no problem. Like we're still like there has not been a piece of news about the Winnipeg Jets in like it feels like 3 weeks.
It's been so long.
It has.
One thing there was the Selanne.
Yes.
Numminen.
Yeah, we didn't even talk about that because we discussed.
Yeah, we did our previews last week, so we that was like the only piece of news we've had all summer, and we didn't talk about it.
No, what a great timing. We'll get to that later this episode. I did write that down. But yeah, what is your favorite jersey out there?
Well,
besides about it obviously the most
besides this one. So I wrote down a few. The Arizona Kachina ones I love.
Classics.
I was so happy they brought those back as their mains. A lot of, now that I'm thinking about it, all of the ones I have written down are retro jerseys.
Yeah.
So I have a type. The Flames current home. I love, always loved those when they would bring back like the Atlanta Thrasher style jerseys, or like when they went on their cup run style. So love those ones. The Canucks black flying skate.
Ooh.
They weren't their reverse retros, but they're a retro they've worn recently.
Yeah.
And then the Carolina Hartford ones, both the green ones that they occasionally wear for warmups and maybe games, and their reverse retro Hartford one where it was like gray with the green and blue. I thought those were real nice.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it seemed like the what the Flames is supposed to look like. That's up on Flames Nation social if you want to check those ones out. Gorgeous looking. They're bringing back like Blasty the horse, but I know what you're talking about. Those Atlanta Flames jerseys, those are sick.
Yeah,
I love that.
I do love the Blasty, the last reverse retros. They're bringing it back again.
Yeah,
Nice. What color?
a black.
Okay, you're gonna need to talk while I quickly look this up on Flames
well, I'll
Nation.
talk about some of my favorite jerseys. I am big Hartford Whalers jersey. I've seen what allegedly what the San Jose Sharks reverse retro is going to look like, and it's going to be closer to the California Seals with the.
Yes, I did see that one actually with the Sharks in the. I don't mind that. I hated those Seals jerseys. They're so ugly.
They are, but you throw the shark on there, and it's like I think you sold me on those. The red Chicago Blackhawks jerseys, those ones always tickle my fancy just a little bit more. I think they're gorgeous jerseys. And oh man, the Oilers jerseys from 2017 when they went on their playoff run of 2 rounds, those are some of my favorite jerseys. The orange, not the Orange Crush, or I guess they were the Orange Crush, not the new ones, not the neon orange ones, but
yeah, you know what jerseys I absolutely hate, and I think I've talked about this before too. The ones the Oilers wear now in the playoffs, they're so ugly.
Oh, those
it's
black,
absurd.
those navy ones, yeah, ugly. People have been like, "You want to buy one?" Like,
they're
no,
gross.
I don't. They are
so bad.
They're one of the worst jerseys in the league, plain and simple.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. And the fact they always wear them for playoffs, like what are you doing?
Yeah, and apparently this is just what I have heard from Tom Gazzola in Edmonton. Is not a lot of people like the designer of the Oilers threads. So like just the individual themselves. And this guy just doesn't have a connection to the Oilers and just doesn't care. So it's always kind of heartbreaking that somebody doesn't care enough about the team for the colors and the pride.
Yeah, I hate that. I do like the Oilers white ones with the like their reverse retro ones. I like those ones.
Yeah,
the all white
reverse retro 1.0. Is that the one you're talking about?
Yeah. I like those.
Yeah, those were slick. I love those ones. If I had the cash during college, I would have picked one of those bad boys up. Yeah, that's pretty much it for jerseys. Really, there's. I mean, like,
I think what we just showed was both of us like retro jerseys.
I think so. Well, I think that's the majority of the fans, though. I think that's why they're
yeah, exactly. That's why teams are starting to bring them back. Yeah. You see Arizona, Ottawa, Calgary,
Buffalo,
yeah.
But they're doing it really cool. Is they're gonna do it like the that blue and gold, but they're bringing back the slug.
Yeah,
it's just like
I wish they brought back the full buffalo head.
Yeah,
I love that one. Yeah, I had one of those. The like silver. It was white, but with like the silver, red, and black accents. Oh, so nice.
Yeah,
I love it. I have no idea where it is. I need to look next time I go to my parents' house.
Every hockey kid during that era had a Buffalo jersey at one point or another.
It was a hand-me-down from like my dad's friend's son or something. It was a weird.
It was just always in your collection for some reason. Good.
That was a weird one.
Yeah. Yeah. So, okay, we did kind of half mention it, but Jets are putting Selanne and Teppo Numminen into the Jets Hall of Fame.
I also don't know how to say it well.
I don't know either. I'm not Finnish. And I know there's going to be some old guy who's just hollering right now.
Yep.
It's Teppo Numminen or something different.
But, it's Numminen.
Numminen. All right.
Yeah.
Nailed it. Beautiful. Glad one of us knows our Finnish.
Kind of.
Who goes in like logical move, right?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Makes sense. I was wondering when Selanne would get to go in.
Yeah. Seems I thought he would have been one of the first, but whatever.
Yeah. He was still playing for another team.
Yeah, I mean, that guy had a long career too. Like,
yeah, well, he's been done for a couple of years, but I mean, there was a few years where he was still playing for another team. So. Yeah.
Thanks, Anaheim. Who do you think goes next into the Hall?
That's tough. I mean, the old Jets left before I was born, so I never really got to watch them.
We're starting to scrape to the bottom of the barrel here, kind of with those old guys.
Well, yeah, I might have to start thinking about new guys.
Yeah,
Dustin Byfuglien. That's a potential. I don't know. I don't think any of the new guys have stuck around really long enough to consider them. But I mean, Selanne only played a couple of years, but those couple of years were absolutely spectacular.
Yeah.
So
yeah, it's weird when you lose almost
Shane Doan.
Donor. Love it.
Or do you go Atlanta? Do you go like Danny Heatley or Ilya Kovalchuk?
Just get those guys. Hey, I know you really never visited Winnipeg. You want to come up here for a quick ceremony?
And also Winnipeg, like this Jets organization has not acknowledged the Thrashers once in the 11 years they've been here. So why would they do that? No, I think it'll be a couple of years until we get another one. I think it legitimately might be Byfuglien or one of the guys who helped shape the team into what it is now.
Ladd and Byfuglien go first.
Ladd's still playing.
Yeah, but I mean, if we're gonna take 2 years off, Ladd's gonna be done by that point.
That's true.
I mean, he might not even. Is he still signed in Arizona?
Yeah.
Is he? I thought his contract finished up this last year.
No, I'm pretty sure he's still in Arizona.
All right.
Daily Faceoff still has him in the lineup, but they also have Vesline in the Jets lineup. So I don't know.
Yeah. Damn, if only they could just hire another guy.
I think they might just do one at a time.
Yeah.
Right now.
Sorry, I'm just being sassy. I just want a full-time gig.
No, I meant the Jets might just do one at a time, putting guys into their Ring of Honor banners or whatever, Hall of Fame, I think. But yeah, I could definitely see it being a more recent player. Nick Anthrop, no. Vander Kane.
But we just hang his old.
No, I think Byfuglien will probably be the first Jet 2.0 because he was buff. I mean, he was just
I don't know, but just else. Like the way everything was so unceremoniously.
Yeah, the ending was tough. I could see it being like a Ladd. They might wait extra long and do Wheeler at some point.
I think he deserves to be like the first 2.0 to go in.
Yes, but how long does he play for? Like if he plays another 5 years.
Well, okay. Yeah, I guess if he plays another 5 years and has some sort of freak long career.
Yeah, like he might sign a couple smaller contracts with teams just to try and go get that cup that he just missed out on in Boston. So
yeah. But also thank you, Boston, for trading him because we never would have got him in. So
absolutely.
Sorry that we have to be selfish here in Winnipeg there. Lake. So yeah, no, yeah, I still think it's going to be Wheeler before Byfuglien, but that's my best guess. Or Brian Little when he officially retires. Oh, I lost you.
Oh, there we go. Just timeline wise, I think it might be Buff first, but it depends on how many more Jet 1.0 players they have to put in there.
Yeah.
If they have a few more in the bank, I think there's a chance that they wait even longer, and then it's Wheeler, maybe Wheeler and Buff. I don't know, but it'll be interesting to see how they go forward with that. Yeah, it's tough because I feel like no guys have made, other than Wheeler, who's still playing, no guys made their career Winnipeg, and I guess Byfuglien did because he ended here, but I feel like he ended with some left in the tank. So it kind of feels like he didn't make his career here. So
yeah, well, I mean, he won his cup in
Chicago. Yep.
All that deep dish. So
he and Ladd were both on that team. Ladd, I always thought Ladd was going to get his 3 with 3 different teams in Winnipeg because he got one with Carolina, one with Chicago, and I was thinking he's got Winnipeg. 3 and 3, like Mike Keane. Three cups with 3 different teams.
I would have been just sick if we could have pulled that one off, but unfortunately not. Knowing my luck, it probably would have been it would have been that 2019 season when they had it all in the bank. But
Ladd wasn't on the team.
Oh no, Buff was on that team.
Ladd.
Oh, Ladd. Yeah.
Ladd. Yeah.
Poor Laddie. Forgot about that. Okay, so which defenseman needs to take a step up?
Yeah, so I mean everyone, all of the above. The biggest one in my mind is Pionk. He was really good 2 years ago, especially in that playoff series. He just shut down McDavid. Last year, he really took a step back. I don't know if there was other stuff going on, but I think he needs to take that step. And then 2 years ago when Pionk was amazing, Morrissey was kind of garbage. But he did have stuff going on away from the rink with his family. So, and then again, last year, Morrissey was awesome in my opinion. So I do think he could take that extra like half step up to really make him. I know lots of people would argue he's like not a number one guy, but I think he has that potential.
You think he's actually got that potential to be the number one guy?
Well, he's not a superstar.
No,
he's not going to be in the conversation for the Vezina, but not every team can have a Vezina. How many times are you going to let me say it? He's not going to be in the conversation for a Norris. So, but not every team can have a Norris caliber guy. So I think he can be a number one on an NHL team. He just needs to take that one last step up. I think guys who are going to take a big step up or will stop seeing them are Logan Stanley. And I mean, Hinola and Sandberg also. I think Chisholm, if he gets a chance, which he won't because he's so deep in the depth chart, that he's a solid player and consistently was like the best D on the Moose last year. So I think he has the potential to be a really good player for the Jets down the road. There just needs to be room for these guys on the roster. I mean, Dylan and Schmidt both need to step up. They had okay years, but they weren't the guys that everyone thought they were going to be when the Jets traded for them. And then, yeah, DeMello, I think, will benefit from Bowness and probably playing more minutes, because there were times last year where he was just like buried on the third D pair and not really getting the time.
Yeah, and he's not much like Nate Schmidt is more of a leader for those young guys than I think Dylan DeMello is.
Yes, but I think you can be that leader like without all those minutes. Like Nate Schmidt's good for the team, just being in the organization. Obviously, he's good enough to be in the lineup and should be playing. And I do think that both forwards and D, and even goalies for that matter, the time is going to be spread out better with Bowness as the coach. But it's just, I guess we'll see how he has everyone in there. And yeah, but my big guy that needs to take a step up is Pionk.
I like it.
That was a very long answer for that. I thought Morrissey was great last year.
Oh yeah, he was. I still think that I think he has another gear in him. And I mean, like, he's had a rough development. Once Bufflin left, Trouba and I'm blanking on Myers. Yeah, once all those guys left, like, it was a young Josh Morrissey who had to pick up all the slack. So he's had a lot of pressure on him, and I think he's done it really well, but I still think he's got another gear or two in him there. He could really, really take a step forward to me, like a top 10.
And he doesn't have to stress about a summer wedding anymore. He's got that out of the way.
It's all done. He gets to hang out with his gorgeous bride, and life is good. So yeah, I still think Josh Morrissey is my guy to step up and do his thing. Stastny to Carolina, heartbreaker. Played scored
expected.
Oh,
it was really very expected. Well, not Carolina, but leaving.
Oh yeah. Yeah, we all knew that was going to come, unless like, yeah, it would take. I
was thinking a different C team. I was thinking Colorado, but
who knows
what offers he had on the table.
Kind of confused about Carolina, but I mean, good for him getting that contract down there. Carolina's going to get a sweet deal out of that. Will I be watching? Sorry, I've got a cat trying to break into my plant room. Yeah, they're getting it. Carolina got a sweet deal. Paul Stastny guaranteed probably 50 points.
I don't know. Maybe depends on what his role is. Like, is he playing second line? Is he playing third? Any power play? Yeah, I'm guessing it'll be third. But is he getting any power play time? They've got a lot of young talent on that team, so
they do. But they might need a anchor point on that team to be on the second PP.
Let's see where's
old Daily Faceoff have him?
Have him.
Good old Daily Faceoff.
Always reliable.
So reliable.
Except for it's
just the lineups, but that's the off season. Like, who's got?
Yeah, that's true. That's true. They have him as the second line center right now.
Who's in the third line?
Jordan Stahl. And Kotkaniemi is fourth line.
Okay, well, Kotkaniemi is probably going to at least sneak up to the second.
Good Winnipeg boy, Seth Jarvis on the top line with Teravainen and Aho. Good on him.
Yeah, we were supposed to have somebody join us tonight who knows more about the Carolina Hurricanes, but unfortunately they could not join us, which is sad.
I mean, if Stastny's playing with Svechnikov and Natchez, I'm always bad with names that are like missing letters in their pronunciations.
Yeah,
I think it's Natchez. If he's playing with those two, I think he has the potential for a 50-point year. And let's see where they have second power play unit playing center. So I mean, there's some opportunity there, but we'll see what happens. Who knows?
100%. I'm excited to see what he does. I really hope he goes for 50 points this year. I think he could pull it off. As an old guy, that guy still runs like he's in his.
I mean, if you're getting 50 from a 1.5 mil cap hit, that's not bad. That's pretty good.
That's a pretty great contract. I don't know. I just want to see the guy win the cup. I hate Carolina.
I'd love to see Stastny win the cup.
This is the
he's come to Winnipeg twice. He convinced Schmidt to come here. There's some things I don't fully agree with, but that's
for another
a different thing. That's for
yeah. We've talked about it.
That. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, on a purely like
on a hockey base
standpoint, on a hockey standpoint, if he could win a cup, I wouldn't be mad about it.
No, and it's the only time I'll ever say I want Carolina to go win a cup.
I like Carolina. I like Jarvis. Went to school with his brother.
I'm still hurt about 2006. I was 9 years old, and I'm still gonna hold a grudge against Carolina till the day I die.
Let it go, man.
Never
let it go.
Wayne Rollison didn't get hurt. The Oilers would have been the 06 winners.
I'm not holding it against Tampa for 04, so let it go.
That was Calgary's ordeal. That wasn't mine.
Yeah, I was a big Calgary fan.
Yeah, well, that you need to blame.
They robbed Iginla a cup. They robbed Iginla a cup.
They did. And it's a heartbreaker. I don't care. Like St. Louis, we could have been talking about him. No, Iggy deserved a cup more.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah, it's not even a fact. It's not even a conversation.
He was so good.
He was fantastic.
Yeah.
Iggy is one of those guys I would love to have on my team. There's not enough power forwards.
Favorite player all time. So
that's why I love Pierre-Luc Dubois. Doesn't matter what he does. As long as he's
that's why we're gonna like McGoady. Rutger McGroarty. First of all, it's a great name. We've talked about that before, but he's a power forward. Like if he can learn how to skate, he's gonna be really good.
And really, it's not that like guys can learn how to skate better.
Yeah, he's working with a top-notch skating coach right now. Her name escapes me, but he acknowledges that's the issue and he's working on it. So he won't be on the Jets next year, but the year after I could see it, especially if Dubois is gone.
Oops, yeah. Now we got Rutger taking over from PLD.
Is Rutger a center?
Couldn't even tell you. I did all the work on this stuff, and I couldn't tell you about Rutger. Good old Google can help us out. This is the least organized.
Hey, again, it's just if the Jets gave us some news to talk about, other than like an induction into the Hall of Fame or
just like something,
anything, or a player signing somewhere else,
right? Yeah, I feel awkward talking about Stas.
Sonny Milano, sign Svechnikov.
Right? Even sign Svech to a PTO.
No, give him a contract.
My issue here is I don't know if Bowness and Svech would vibe. That's my issue here. And I think we could have another year of wasted Svechnikov. So at least throw him PTO and then pay him.
At what point do you start saying like, okay, this player's an issue? If multiple coaches in a row, like Svechnikov is a skilled player, but I mean, he didn't last in Detroit. I think he deserved more of an opportunity in Winnipeg last year, but if he keeps having issues like that, is there a point at which you say like, oh, he's just not a team player? I don't know.
I don't know either. And I think the big thing that was with Svech was he drew too many penalties.
You mean took? I mean, I don't think you can draw too many.
No, my bad. Also,
he just wanted to be like his buddy PLD and in the box all the time. Maybe you missed him.
Yeah, he definitely missed him. Rutger, though, he is a center right wing. So,
hey, we need right-handed players.
Right wingers real bad.
Yeah.
But if we could slot him into that center spot.
I mean, you can't have too many centers because centers can usually switch over to one wing
pretty easily.
But wingers, it's a lot tougher to switch over to center. So
yeah,
there's been times where the Jets had like 6 or 7 true centers in there. Like Perreault was a center.
Yeah.
Stastny played some wing, even though he's a center. Like if you can just stack your middle.
Well, and yeah, if you got guys that can win.
Copp's a center.
Yep.
He was playing wing the whole time. I could do this all day. Toninato was a center. He played some wing. Yeah. Gustafson's played on the wing a bit. Like the Jets just have centers. They just need right-handed players that can play right wing.
Well, our boy Rutger there, he's a left-handed right
what
wing.
Yeah. Damn it. Right? Oh, is Lambert right-handed at least? Like, come on, guys.
Yeah.
Let's get some right-handers in the mix here.
You'd think, but you know.
That's why I wanted them to sign Kessel, but then Vegas went and got him.
Yeah, good going, Vegas. Although apparently Phil the Thrill is a pretty good poker player, so
pretty good for like himself, or
I don't know,
or the casino that he's giving all of his money to.
Poker Stars there. All right, we're rolling out to like last 6 minutes here, 5-6 minutes. If you could go camping with one Winnipeg Jet, and the reason I'm asking this is because I just came back from a big camping weekend.
Current Winnipeg Jet?
Yeah, we'll go with the current.
Oh, I don't know. That's a tough one. Wow. Normally you let me know the questions beforehand.
No, this is right
Nate Schmidt. 100% Nate Schmidt.
You just took my monster.
I mean, I was just trying to think about it. I was like, he's got like a cabin out in the middle of nowhere, Minnesota. So I think he'd be able to like keep us both alive because I'm not a camper. But also he's just Nate Schmidt. He's always happy. He's always having a good time. So I think it would be fun to I mean, if you could go any Jet ever, it's obviously Byfuglien because he's just such a beauty.
Yeah. Oh yeah, 100%. And this one was in the Facebook group chat. So go check that out. Don't blame me that you can't read. Yeah.
Oops. That one's on me.
Yeah. Matt, if I could go with a current Jet, I'd probably go Helly. He'd be just like,
he loves his fishing.
He loves his fishing. He would, I bet you he'd be able to make sure there's a fire going. I know I can get a fire going pretty easily. He's just a guy I think is like, we wouldn't have to say much, just camp. That's all I want to do is drink and camp and fish, but not drink and fish because that's illegal.
It's illegal to drink and fish.
Yeah, you can't be on the water while you're drunk.
Oh, right. If you're on a boat, I guess. Yeah. Why would you fish from the shore? Okay, it was there, but it was like below, and I missed it.
But all time again, obviously Buff. You know what? It's a showdown between Donor and Habby Boulin would be the two former Jets that I'd want to go camping with.
Just cause.
Well,
did Doan ever actually put on a Jets jersey?
Yeah, he played that full season with the Jets.
Oh, right. Again, before I was born.
Yeah. Yeah. I was just alive for that. I didn't have any I don't remember it all. And then Habby Boulin, well, he got a DUI a few years ago. So I was like, well, that guy knows how to party. Because I'm an awful human being.
Oh, okay.
This is why this is the best Jets podcast out there. It's not
officially off the rails. That's enough. Okay. Thank you all for tuning in.
Yeah. Make sure you follow Jets Nation on all social medias. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. We're there. jetsnation.ca. It's coming. Just give me a little bit more time. I'll start up. Sam Brownell, how are we going to follow you?
Yeah, Sam Brownell Radio on Instagram, S Brownell 12 on Twitter. Although I don't tweet, you can just watch me like and retweet Vikings and Jets stuff if you so please choose to do so. You can hear me reading the news 7:30 CKDM or your Radio Player Canada app and hear me talk about ag at noon every day.
Woo. Yeah, give me a follow, Angus Hout, Instagram, Twitter. Trying my best with Twitter. I suck at it. But yeah, no, give us a follow and make sure you like and subscribe to this podcast wherever you're listening from. If you give us a rating, I will read that rating right here on this podcast as we finish up one of these days. And yeah,
and he'll do his best to not make any mistakes because he's not a strong reader.
I am not. That's why I never got into news. I know where my strengths and weaknesses are. Yeah, give us a follow and yeah, I will read those out for you. And that's all I got to say. Peace and I'll talk to y'all later.
Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening.